So we're going to take a look at the equation of a line in the form y equals mx plus c. We want to express each equation in the form y equals mx plus c. So the three example equations we have are y minus 2x equals 4, 2y plus 6x equals 12, and 3y minus 2x equals 6. So we want to find the gradient m and the y-intercept c. So first of all, what is the gradient? Well, the gradient of a straight line is basically another word for the slope. So it determines how steep the line is going to be. So I'll quickly draw out an axis. Look at the x and y axis, and we'll draw a line. Now let's just say the gradient, or m, for this line is 1. So if we then were to change the gradient to, let's say, m equals 2, the line would become steeper. Similarly, if we go less than 1 and we made the gradient a half, the line would be less steep. And it's in proportion also. That's a very important thing to remember. So this is a straight line. Now, a straight line in this direction is positive. So all straight lines in that direction are positive, and negative in this direction. So that's just a quick explanation of what the gradient is. It determines the slope. So it basically determines how steep the slope is. So next up, we're going to go on to the intercept. So what is the intercept? The intercept, firstly, is denoted by c. So again, we'll just quickly draw out a graph. We've got the x-axis and the y-axis. Now, if we draw a line like so, where the line cuts the y-axis, so at this point is known as the intercept, or c. So there you go, that's what the intercept is. So we know what the gradient is, we know what the intercept is, and we're now going to look at a few examples. So first example, we want to express y minus 2x equals 4 in the form y equals mx plus c. So first of all, we write out y minus 2x equals 4. So to get it in the form y equals mx plus c, well, simply what we have to do is add 2x to the left hand side, which will cancel out, which equals, if we add to the left hand side, we must do to the right hand side to balance the equation. So y equals 2x plus 4. So we want to find the gradient m and the y-intercept c. So we now know in front of the x is m, so m equals 2, and plus c is simply 4. c equals 4. So there we have the gradient of this equation is 2, and the intercept is c equals 4. So what about another example? So this time we have 2y plus 6x equals 12. And again, we want to find the gradient m and the y-intercept c. So we write out the equation as we have it, 2y plus 6x equals 12. Now the first thing we want to do is we want to get the 6x onto the right hand side. So what would we have to do? We'd have to minus 6x from the left hand side. So 2y minus 6x would give us 0 equals minus 6x plus 12. Because if we minus from the left hand side, we must also minus from the right hand side. Now we have 2y, but remember we want it in the form y equals mx plus c, so we have to divide 2y by 2. So we divide by 2, giving us y equals minus 6x divided by 2 would be minus 3x, and then 12 divided by 2 gives us plus 6. So in this case, we're left with y equals minus 3x plus 6. So the gradient m equals minus 3, and the intercept c simply equals 6. Now we've got one last example. So this time we want to express 3y minus 2x equals 6 in the form y equals mx plus c, and we want to find the gradient m and the y-intercept c. So we write out the equation 3y minus 2x equals 6. Now we want y equals mx plus c, so we don't want the 2x on the left hand side, we want the x on the right hand side. So if we add 2x to the left hand side, that will cancel out. So we then add 2x to the right hand side, giving us 2x plus 6. Now we have 3y, but we want y. So if we divide by 3, everything must be divided by 3. We then have y equals 2 over 3x plus 6 divided by 3 gives 2. So now the gradient m is 2 over 3 and the intercept c is 2. And there you have it. That's some examples of how to put each equation in the form y equals mx plus c. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you.